Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today on The Explainer, we are unpacking something absolutely massive. I'm talking about the ultimate zero investment business blueprint specifically designed for the Indian market. We're going to decode this fascinating framework that completely proves you do not need massive capital to build an empire. Instead, you just need to understand the changing landscape of what the evolving Indian consumer actually needs right now. We're calling it the A to I framework, and it highlights 9 wildly lucrative industries that are honestly virtually AI-proof.
Now, you hear it all the time. It's the ultimate excuse, right? I need money to make money, or I need huge capital to start a real business. But what if I told you that the rules of the game have completely changed? Okay, let's dive into this, because today I'm going to challenge you to totally rethink that traditional mindset. Throughout this explainer, we're going to look at actual real-world case studies of young entrepreneurs who started with literally nothing but a mobile phone, an internet connection, and some serious hustle. And they used that to build massive multi-crore businesses.
So here is our blueprint for today. We'll start by looking at the zero investment blueprint, then move into our foundational layers, agriculture and digital. After that, we'll explore emotion through care and entertainment, decode the fast fashion formula, look at future-proofing with faith, hands, and finance, and finally, help you find your perfect fit.
Just look at the sheer scope of this list. We've got A for agriculture, B for brands, C for care, D for the digital economy, E for entertainment, F for fast fashion, G for God or spirituality, H for hands-on blue-collar jobs, and I for investment and finance. It is a massive list of opportunities. And the absolute best part? Every single one of these can be started with near zero capital if you just have the right skill and passion. So let's break these down thematically.
All right, starting with Section 1, Foundation, Agriculture and Digital.
Let's look at agriculture first because it is so highly underrated. The core problem on the ground right now is that the farming demographic is aging rapidly. Think about it. A farmer might be 60 or 70 years old while all their kids have moved to the cities. So there's this massive, severe labor shortage. But that creates a huge opportunity for young entrepreneurs to step in and introduce really basic, accessible tech. I'm talking about things like automated irrigation, automated pest control, or drone monitoring. The tech already exists, but there's a total lack of awareness out there on how to actually implement it or how to secure the funding that's available. Bridging that knowledge gap, that right there is your zero-cost business.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is that it's a literal step-by-step instruction manual for the B and D industries, brands, and the digital economy. And you only need a laptop and Wi-Fi for this. Here's what you do. Walk up to local small businesses, especially in Tier 2 cities. Tell them you'll run their Google and Instagram ads for a tiny fixed fee, say just 5,000 rupees. But here's the kicker, the real hack. You negotiate a success fee if their revenue or their Google reviews go up. If they grow, you grow. And hey, even if they don't pay the bonus, you've just built a real-world case study, completely for free, which you can use to go out and win much bigger clients tomorrow.
Moving right along to Section 2, Emotion and Vibe, Care and Entertainment.
This brings us to a really fascinating concept regarding the care industry. Consider the Finland paradox. Finland is constantly ranked as the happiest country in the world, right? They've got free healthcare, pure water, top-notch education, and yet, reportedly, 70% of people there face some form of depression. Why is that? Well, because as our lifestyles elevate and as AI takes over way more of our daily functions, mental health pressures, peer pressure, and anxiety just absolutely skyrocket. People are feeling more disconnected than ever before. And that exact disconnect creates a massive, massive need for the C sector, care. As the source material bluntly puts it, and this is a powerful thought, in the future, nurses will actually be more important than doctors. Why? Because sure, AI might be able to perfectly diagnose a disease, but AI absolutely can hold your hand. It can't show genuine empathy, and it can't listen to your problems. Things like geriatric care for an aging population, mental health counseling, or even pet care centers, these are going to be immensely lucrative and entirely future-proof, simply because they rely on real human emotion.
Then we have E for entertainment. And if you want to understand how to make serious money in events and entertainment today, you just have to memorize this one brilliant formula. Gen Z wants vibe, and millennials want value. It's that simple. Young consumers today don't just want a physical product anymore, they want a whole experience. They will literally swipe their credit cards and happily go into EMI just to experience the exact right vibe, whether that's a concert, a beautifully curated travel experience, or an immersive pop-up event.
Just look at the pure potential here. The source shares this incredibly inspiring anecdote about a local DJ who realized the true power of curated experiences. He didn't want to just play music. He actually started integrating AI and lighting automation to totally enhance the vibe. He basically transitioned from being a DJ to a visual jockey, and eventually he built an event luxury company for corporates. Fast forward to today, he has an office in Dubai and boasts an annual revenue of over 100 crore. All of that starting from a zero capital skill of just knowing how to entertain people.
All right, Section 3, Value India's Fast Fashion Formula.
And this brilliantly illustrates a crucial point. You absolutely cannot judge the Indian consumer market using US consumption metrics. It just doesn't work. Only about 1% of India is super rich, and maybe 9% are rich. Yet so many entrepreneurs try to target them exclusively. But the real volume, the massive, undeniable Bharat segment, that's the 80% who are looking for basic, value-driven, casual consumption. If you can make people happy with a solid product that only costs 200 to 300 rupees, you unlock a volume of sales that is almost unimaginable.
Now, if you don't believe me, get this. There is a case study of a 21-year-old entrepreneur from Madhya Pradesh who just travels to Mumbai's Crawford Market, picks up quirky, funny little accessories, those impulse buy items, and then he sells them in local mass markets. Guys, he is making a staggering 84 lakhs in monthly profit. That is insane! In casual consumption, people just don't overthink a 100 or 200 rupee purchase. If it looks cool and has the right vibe, they just buy it instantly.
So, how do you actually win in fast fashion with zero money? First off, you have to be what the source calls a Narad Muni. You need to be constantly traveling, constantly networking on the ground, and spotting those hidden trends way before anyone else does. Second, target that 100 to 300 rupee impulse buying bracket. And third, most importantly, extreme agility. You have to find that exact gap where demand is high but supply is low, and get your product out faster than the competition. It's not about outspending the big guys. It's entirely about out-hustling them.
So, we've talked about the digital space, fashion, and experiences. But as technology rapidly advances, a huge question looms over young entrepreneurs today. What about the sectors that AI absolutely, physically cannot touch? Well, let's explore the final pillars of our framework.
Section 4, Future-Proof. Faith, Hands, and Finance.
Let's kick this off with G, God and spirituality. As mental health issues rise, people aren't just looking for IQ or even EQ anymore. They are desperately seeking SQ, or spiritual quotient. This is the deep quest for inner peace, good karma, and genuine value. And let me tell you, it is a massive industry. Whether it's creating engaging content around the Bhagavad Gita, teaching manifestation techniques, or tapping into the $300 billion global yoga and meditation market, providing spiritual peace is a hyper-growth, zero-investment service that is booming right now.
And here is a totally mind-blowing example from the source material. A young entrepreneur realized that people really want to do rituals and pujas for their peace of mind, but they completely lack the time and the traditional knowledge to do it properly. So what did he do? He set up a team in Ujjain. They performed live, personalized pujas on behalf of clients and broadcast the whole thing to them via WhatsApp video. On just one auspicious day, 21,000 people registered on his app. Today, that zero investment idea has blossomed into a business doing 120 crore a year. He just simply, elegantly solved a modern spiritual problem.
So the crucial point is, when we look at the H industry, hands-on, blue-collar jobs, there is a really stark contrast. White-collar tech jobs have a very high risk of AI automation, and incomes there are starting to stagnate. But hands-on jobs, plumbers, electricians, skilled factory operators, they have zero automation risk. The demand is skyrocketing because, honestly, nobody wants to do these jobs anymore. Very soon, these roles are going to demand premium salaries, proper protective gear, and comprehensive insurance. Organizing these services is legitimately a unicorn-level business opportunity.
Finally, we have I for investment and finance. The Gen Z financial mentality has completely, radically shifted. It's no longer about how much money you can save up. It's a buy now, pay later culture, where a person's income is actually measured by how much EMI they can afford to pay every single month. This guarantees a massive, ongoing boom in the finance sector. People are constantly going to need credit, loans, and most importantly, human-led financial advice to navigate all this debt. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to their hard-earned money, people still want to talk to a real human being, not a robot.
Section 5. Finding your perfect fit.
If you truly want to build a multi-crore business with zero investment, here is your ultimate formula. First, smart content consumption. You have to learn the trends and understand the gaps in the market. Second, on-ground hustle. You literally have to step out from behind your screen, go to the physical markets, talk to the manufacturers, and be that Narad Muni. And third, genuine passion. Because where your deep personal interest meets a real, unfulfilled market gap, that is exactly where your zero capital success story begins.
From agriculture to fast fashion, from spiritual care to starting a digital agency, the blueprint is right here in front of you. The I have no capital excuse is officially gone. So I'll leave you with this one vital question to think about. Which of these 9 industries actually matches your passion and skill? Stop waiting for funding, get out there, and start building your empire today. Thanks so much for watching this explainer, and I'll see you all in the next one.